Are the goals still the same for this team, even though so much has changed as far as who's leading the team out there at quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, we want to come out here and be able to compete for championships in November, and Big Ten's a big deal for us. Nothing has changed goal-wise, and we know that we've got a pretty good team right now. We've got really good leadership. We got guys on defense who are leaders, and we've got guys on offense right now who are really stepping up and becoming leaders. So, we got a man down, but around here we got that next man up mentality where someone's got to pick up the rifle and go. And we have a lot of confidence in the guys we have because of the training that we do here.
Joshua, since January, February, when Chris Ash was hired and Urban Meyer's revamping, retooling the defense, it's all been about back to front, play aggressive, get after it and stuff. And I'm not saying it's a bummer, but what is it like going through that for 6 months, but knowing that you're playing a team that, this is an assignment football kind of like situation for the defense and stuff. Does it take a little bit of the luster off a little bit for y'all debuting this new defense?
No, I think this is a good challenge for us, and it'll show what we really have in terms of disciplined, selfless players. So if you want to look at it, some guys, and I don't think anybody on our team looks at it as dang, I wish we could just go out there and play our cover 4. We're looking at it as a challenge, and we want to show people that we can succeed no matter who we're playing. Then next week we'll get out there and we'll show everybody what we've been working on.
If there's one thing you could say that is a key word about playing against the triple option, the way, especially the way they run it,
Yep.
what is that one word?
Assignment football, and that's, not too tough to think of. You just got to know one guy has got to be really selfless. You might ask him to take 2. You might ask some guys to run a lot more than others, and you might ask some guys to just take on blocks and squeeze down holes. But as long as everybody does their job, you can be very successful.
Where are the penny bumpers today?
Left them at home. I actually have camo boots in the locker room, my Timbs. I was going to wear them out here, but I wanted to save that for a little bit later.
Cameras out, I think.
Yeah, I brought out the Galaxy sweatshirt, though. Just had to change up the flavor a little bit.
Sorry if you've been asked this already, but Curtis Grant was somebody who I think a lot of people thought was coming into camp and trying to fight off Raekwon, and now he's a captain, and Urban said he's made a huge jump.
Yeah.
From your standpoint, you've been around him for a while now. What's the biggest difference with Curtis?
I think, and I said this a little bit earlier, but he's a guy who has tried a lot of different things to try to become successful, and some things haven't worked, but the thing that he did this year that's worked was, instead of trying to be that guy and trying to say, okay, well, I'm going to do this so I can have a lot of stats this year and be a really good player. He said, I'm going to help everybody in my unit room out, and I'm going to go to work every day and work extremely hard. And maybe that'll make me a great player, maybe it won't, but I know I'm helping everybody else. And by doing that, by watching a lot of film, by going really hard in workouts and being a great leader and example, that has helped him take his play to the next level. That's helped boost his confidence. It's helped boost everybody in the room in terms of confidence and ability to play and knowing assignment football.
What do you think were some of the things he tried that didn't work?
There would be times where Curtis would say, okay, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to watch 2 hours of film. And it's cool to watch 2 hours of film sometimes, but if you have no idea what you're looking at and, you're just in there just to do it, it doesn't really help. Or, I'm going to go in, I'm going to do some extra sets of this or that in the weight room, and you're just kind of doing things just to do them. It doesn't really help. He's a man with a purpose right now, and once he got that purpose, I think that changed his demeanor, his mentality.
Is there something special about playing a service academy, or on game day do you have to kind of take a stormtrooper mentality where they're just the guys in the white helmets and they look just like every other stormtrooper, and once you fire at one, another one's going to pop up?
That's an interesting question. I think that we have a lot of respect for what they do, but the very interesting thing about those guys is that they won't stop for anything, and they're trained to be fearless and relentless. And so you could be up 40 points and they're just going to keep coming with their best shot, and they're going to run the same things that they always run, and they're just going to try to beat you with it. And so you have to go in with that mentality that we're going to play a full game, these guys are going to fight and claw, but we're going to go in there and we're going to execute.
Maybe a silly question, but at the same time you're playing, Michigan will be playing App State. Do you have any interest in getting that score after the game? Do you want to be in the locker room looking at your phone and seeing what that score is?
That would be something to see. I remember a few years ago when they went down to those guys. But I doubt that they're going to let that happen again, and we'll see. I want them to play really well, so when we play them, it's going to be a big game, and we'll give them our best shot.
So you root for Michigan all year?
I can't say that. I'm 100% Buckeye. I would like for that to be a really good game at the end of the year.